In diesem Pool wird gleich Benny von The Gaslight Anthem seine Füße reinstrecken. Und die Jungs haben letztes Jahr ein großartiges Comeback gefeiert, nachdem sie 7 Jahre Pause hatten. Und ich bin extrem gespannt, ob man es verlernen kann, Rockstar zu sein. You like our setup, our little studio here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I just flew away from my children. I feel like I'm back in a kid's environment.
It's like a playground, yeah.
To blow up flamingo.
Or
do you know how they become pink?
He's called Fred.
Do you know how they become pink?
No, you can tell me.
By all the shrimp they eat, and it changes the color of their skin.
No, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Sure, by eating shrimps.
A lot of shrimp.
Okay.
You knew that. I saw you shake it. He's like, yup, shrimp.
So, Benny, it's good to have you here. How do you feel?
Feel pretty good.
Yeah?
Just getting started, so I'm, dusting off the cobwebs and the nerves and stuff like that, but feeling good.
How do you spend the last couple of hours before your performance?
We were rehearsing in Berlin for a couple days.
Yeah.
And we drove in last night. So I woke up in the parking lot. And,
you woke up in the parking lot?
I woke up in the parking lot, in a bus in the parking lot, not just loose in the parking
Sounds romantic.
Yeah, and, I went into the bay of the bunk, and I found some clean underwear and shirt, and I changed, and I brushed my teeth, and then found some coffee, and here I am, It's this rock life.
The simple things.
Yeah.
You have been here a few times at the Hurricane Festival.
Yeah.
What is so special about the festival here?
I think the really special thing about the festivals here is you can notice like the anticipation for like the year. I like the fact that there's people who are going to come to this festival and love the festival and enjoy their weekend regardless of who's playing, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. It's like
just about having a good time.
It feels like a cultural event a little bit, sometimes more than the music. And I like that with these ones, especially with the old school festivals that have been running a long time. I feel like people expect them. They count on them every summer that something fun is going to happen this weekend, and I think that's great.
Speaking of the crowd, what is your pro tip to survive a festival weekend?
Well, I would say at a festival, if you're in a band, don't hesitate to put your bangers up front. You know what I mean? Like, at a festival, you got to be less interested in, like, warming people up and more interested in, like, getting in there, you know? So where you would, like, be like, don't play your best song until, like, later in the set. In a festival, you might want to get it out of the way first,
So what is the secret to warm up a crowd?
Oh.
The perfect way.
The perfect way. Well, I think there's a lot of people who would say there's a lot of methods to the secret sauce. And also, I think what's interesting is that not every crowd is the same. I mean, that's the weird variable about playing music is you can do everything exactly the same and get out there and it just feels different, based on any number of things. It could be a Tuesday or a Friday. Yeah. It could be,
9 a.m.
Any number of things that are going to change. So you kind of got to be adaptable.
Yeah.
I think the bands who are like, this is my set, this is exactly how I do it, sometimes you need like a little flexibility, I think, to figure out the crowd you're actually playing to.
So you guys had a great comeback last year after a break of 9 years?
7.
7 years?
Yeah, of course.
And I ask myself, is it possible to forget how to be a rock star? You've changed.
Sure, of course. Well, I guess it's the definition of rock star that would be the thing, because if you're talking about somebody who like presents themselves with like a lot of gusto, like, hey, look at me. Yeah, that changes, because when I'm at home, just 3 days ago, I was a first base coach for a youth baseball game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that cool. like
sure.
At all.
Yeah.
And so the idea that like 3 days later you get up in front of X thousands of people and you're supposed to be like,
it's like a second life.
A little bit, but I think the trick is to grow into what you actually are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not 22 anymore. I'm 43. I have kids, but I still fucking love music. I still love playing in my band. So I'm not going to try to be 22, you know, but I'm going to do it my way now, you know, which is probably slightly dorkier and a little slower, maybe.
Speaking of the band, I think a band is like a relationship. So you have good times, you have bad times.
That's true.
And did you guys have to get used to each other again after this long time?
You know, that actually was like one of the parts that really slipped right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first practice we had it at my house. And everyone was downstairs, and I'm looking around, like, kind of anticipating, like, is this weird? And I'm like, this isn't weird at all. Like, it felt really familiar, you know, where, like, oh, I've spent more time in a room with these guys than I have pretty much doing anything else. And this feels really, it almost felt like home, you know, in a way. So that part of it kind of slipped right back in.
Your current record is called History Books, and I think it's a call for more empathy and more happiness. And I know it's a great question, but what makes you happy?
What makes me happy? It's a good question. It's forever changing.
It's forever changing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's like a process of like, I think the trick to me as I get older and older is to not expect less, but be happy with whatever's in front of me. You know, like not waiting for something in the future to come, not thinking about something in the past that I could have done differently. Like what's happening right now and what can I be happy about? You know, like a kind of immediate gratefulness. And then those are the only moments I can control. And then you go from there and then you take your next moment, you know?
That sounds so easy, but it's so difficult.
So hard.
So hard. Yeah,
it's so
sure,
hard.
Sure.
It takes a lot of like, oh, right, do this. A lot of discipline, yeah.
Gratefulness, yeah. And one of your songs is called Positive Charge. And after exhausting festival weekend, how do you charge your personal batteries?
I relax these
You relax?
days. I do,
How do you relax?
I love to read. You know, it's like I said before, it's a unique thing. When I'm home, it's loud. It starts early. You know what I mean? Which I love. But like the idea that like I woke up in a hotel room yesterday and I'm like,
where are the noises?
like wow.
Yeah.
I can like have a cup of coffee, read 15 pages of this book, which hasn't happened, you know? So yeah, I'm kind of like a gentle, you know, I'll watch something funny. I have like certain TV shows that are like background fluff for me that just kind of make me happy.
Okay, what TV show can you recommend?
Before the last tour, I downloaded all 7 seasons of Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
And I leave it on my phone, and anytime I'm just feeling like a little stressed or I just want to tune out, I don't even watch them. I just like listen to them because I know them so well. It just makes me happy.
Are you up for some quick questions?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start.
Do I have to answer them quick?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
all right.
That's the game. Name that one thing you always take on tour with you.
Big Red.
Big Red. Is it
So-
cigarettes or what?
No. Actually, in the U.S., Big Red is gum. But no, Big Red is a duffel bag that I had started touring with maybe 20 years ago. And it became a superstition. Like, I cannot leave without Big Red. Okay. But eventually, the world turned to these rolling bags.
Yeah.
You know, everything on wheels. Big Red didn't make as much sense anymore. So now I have this nice rolling bag, but I'm so afraid of fucking up the universe here that I bring Big Red. I just fold them up in my bag and bring them with me.
No matter if it's useless or not.
It is useless.
It is useless, okay.
It is only useful for a superstition, yeah.
What is the last thing you do before you go on stage?
Eat a banana.
Eat a banana.
Yeah.
So like the vitamins.
Just like, it gives me a little like, you know, because especially a headline show, you know, you play for like 90 minutes, 2 hours sometimes, and like, you know, like you're working hard, you feel like little dips and stuff. I feel like the banana just helps me.
The right food is important.
Yeah.
What is your hidden talent?
Ooh, my hidden talent. I think like useless information and statistics.
Show me one.
Like, you know, I think Wait, what was one I just said to somebody this morning that was
It's like the info with the flamingos. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Stuff
I
like
already
that.
gave you one.
Okay.
Something like that. Which sucks because Google has made me a lot less relevant. I used to be very cool at parties because people would be like, "Oh, who's the singer of that band?" And I'd be like, "This is the person." And now I'm useless.
So you are like a walking Google guy.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, okay.
Now AI is taking my job.
What is your guilty pleasure?
A guilty pleasure. Cheese.
Cheese. What kind of cheese?
Like all
All
cheese.
kind of cheese.
I've been a vegetarian for 30 years, so cheese is like, it's almost like a drug. You know,
Cheese
it's close. It's close to a drug.
You have to go to Switzerland.
Melt that raclette. Oh, that stuff is good.
And last one, what would your job be if you hadn't become a musician?
I think I would have been like academic, like probably when I was going to school, I was interested in like sociology and anthropology.
Yeah.
And I think I probably would have gotten into like academics somehow. That's what like my family does and
Sounds
stuff.
like the complete other way.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Okay, cool.
Life is strange, man.
Life is strange. Thanks for stepping by.
Yeah,
It was
no
a great
problem.
time.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah.